Passion. That driving thing. It seems a lot of people are looking for their passion, yet somehow the people who are living it never appear to have had to look for it. More, it seems their passion found them. My daughter Annie decided she was interested in photography a few years ago and bought a camera and started playing around. Once she had that camera, it became a part of her. Everywhere she went, she had her camera. She would capture everything, anything. It was who she was, what she was. She was a photographer. Because she was passionate about her photography, she read books and blogs, took classes, signed up for webinars, invested in photo editing software, and pretty soon she was hired to photograph weddings, high school seniors, engaged couples, families, pets. She actually supported herself while she was getting her undergraduate degree through her photography, through her passion. She also did a series of self-portraits that she put together in a collection. Those portraits were her voice as she told a story of transition out of a difficult place. Wow, how I admired her ability to present herself like that, to tell her story so unashamedly. I was different from Annie, though. I guess I'd decided that at 50 I was too old to find a passion. I thought I should be thankful for the years I'd had when I was excited about what I was doing and what the future held for me. Now, I don't want to sound depressing, but that's where I was a few years ago when I came back to Portland. When I arrived here, I had a car and 9 boxes of clothes. In an incredibly short time, I had gone from reasonably secure to having no spouse, no job, no home. So I went on a 6-week road trip to clear my head, think, make a plan. During that time, I fasted, walked on fire, went to sweat lodges, meditated, practiced Bikram yoga, and tried not to die inside. I traveled from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, Denver, then Kansas City, Missouri, and then I went to Austin and Cheyenne. Finally, I went back to Boise, Idaho, and dug up some ghosts from my childhood before crossing the Blue Mountains and arriving in Portland, November of 2015. By the time I got to Portland, I had a plan, and not much more. I had decided to use the money I had left to support myself while I finished my bachelor's degree and then go on and get an MBA. Somehow, in the middle of all the emotional carnage, I still decided to bet on myself. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I'm not going to go back and question it. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Looking back can wait for another day. You know, throughout my professional career, I never really needed the education I'd left behind, but I'd always felt that something important was missing in my life. I'd never been held back by others that I can remember, but that's probably because I had held myself back for them. I started at Merrillhurst winter term 2 years ago. I needed 100 credits to finish my bachelor's degree. I began with the prior learning assessment classes and the Merrillhurst core requirements. That's when it started to happen, when my passion began to find me. I will never forget the first assignment in the PLA class. I had to update my resume and prepare a professional biography from post-high school to present. I remember sitting on my bedroom floor with the pages I had written on the carpet in front of me. Wow, I did all of that. Wow. I had no idea. I was a little dumbfounded. And to be truthful, I started to get excited. Because after that, I knew I could do this. I was nervous coming back to school. I was afraid I was too old to learn. But when I looked at everything I'd already done up until that point, that eased my fears. If I could do all of that, I could do this too. I jumped in. I have done nothing but school for the past 2.5 years, and I have loved it. I've learned things I never knew, gotten words for things I knew but didn't know how to describe. And skills I had when I got here, I've been able to hone to an even higher level of expertise. I graduated last spring with my bachelor's degree in business and leadership. 1 down, 1 to go. 2 days after graduation, I was back in school beginning my MBA program during summer term. Now I'm in the final term of my MBA program. I'm graduating this spring. When I was challenged earlier to talk about my passion, I said, "Who has time for passions? All I do is school." That was when I realized my education is my passion. When I think about the language my friends and I have used to describe my time as a student, we've used words like unstoppable, on fire, determined, single-minded. We've used adjectives that describe a passionate person. Apparently, my passion has found me. It's exciting as I near the end of this phase to see that I have come from an extraordinarily broken place in life to a life filled with passion. Because this means that even though this phase is coming to an end, I still have the capacity to live this kind of life. When my next passion finds me, it might not take so long for me to figure it out. So it turns out that I am not as different from my daughter as I thought I was. And like her, I've used my interest to fuel my climb out of my darkness. Because of that suddenly recognized similarity, it seemed only fitting to use some of her photographs to visually describe my journey. Some are from that transition collection, and others are standalone works or pieces from other collections. I curated my own collection from her work to reflect my story. Something Annie said to me when she was teaching herself to draw has always resonated with me. She said, "You just have to be brave enough to let people see you suck at something. If it's important enough, you will. So let's all go out and be bad at something new."